Welcome everybody, Level M Diecast. Yes, Matchbox Moving Parts 2025 Mix 2. We are moving right along this year into Mix number 2. There are 8 models in this mix, 3 brand new castings. We're going to kick it off with this one, the Opal Mocha. This is a recolor. This was a new casting last year, number 18 of 50. The print is still pretty non-existent on these for the numbers. But this one debuted last year in a green color, which was okay. It's a bit of a pig warmer. This one in blue with some black wheels will hopefully be a little bit better. So there is our Opal Mocha. I do like this casting. I think the casting was done nicely. The prints on the front end look good, nice and crisp. Very good quality. And of course the details on the back looks good and prints look good as well. There is a Opal logo right there in the middle. It does say Mocha, I believe, on the back. The black print is very difficult to see against the just regular blue. It's just a regular blue, not metallic or anything like that. This does have the moving feature of a opening hood, which opens nice and big and large. And yes, that is fully printed underneath there, which is interesting. Very interesting to see that printed in there. But it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Maybe a 6-cylinder, maybe 4-cylinder down in there. Who knows? There is your base deets right there. 1454 was the man number last year. I do like this casting, though. I think the casting is built very nicely. It looks pretty nice as well. As a matter of fact, let's just put these up in the display up there. All right, next one up in the mix, Range Rover Evoke, the convertible. We've seen this a few times. 22 of 50 is the number for this one. This one was a new casting several years ago. We've seen quite a few versions of this already. Maybe four versions, maybe. Get the little styrofoam piece out of there. It is just in a pretty nice green. It's a little bit darker green. It's not like forest green, but it looks pretty good. Interior looks pretty decent on this model. Again, not a new casting or anything. Been around for a little bit. Prints on the front look pretty good. The prints are crisp. Got your Land Rover logo on there. It uses the big D10 wheels, which I think is good. I think it looks pretty good. Details on the back, pretty average. Pretty average prints, nothing like that. And then, of course, this one's moving features are the opening doors, which open nice and big. There's a little bit of detail on the inside of the door panels. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. So, and these use those really nice, like, spring hinges in there, rather than just being a big swing arm. And then there is your deets. 1304 is the man number for that guy. So that guy up there. Try to get him center a little bit. All right, Prius Prime, the 2023 Toyota Prius Prime. This one is number 45 of 50, in kind of a charcoal gray. This was also a new casting last year, so that one debuted in red. So now we do have a charcoal color here. So we'll get this one popped out of there. There you go. Get the recycled stuff out of the studio right there. So there is our Prius Prime. It's actually not really like a primer gray. It's more of just kind of a darker gray. Kind of an interesting color. It's a very bland color, very rental fleet kind of color. I think is probably a good way to put it. Prints on the front look pretty good, even with those crazy details with the headlights. As far as getting that in there, the prints do look pretty decent. Prints in the back look pretty good as well. The Prime print on the back is very, very big. Try to get that to focus a little bit. It just doesn't want to focus on that word Prime. So I do apologize about that. It wants to focus on all the other things. But this guy has opening doors. So pretty average opening doors. These are just typical opening doors with the little metal spring in there. So it's okay. There's a little bit of detail on the inside of the door panels as well. It's all right. I'm not a huge fan of this particular casting, and I don't like the big clear window on the top. But that's just kind of the way it works for the glass details on there. So let's put this guy on this side. So utilizes the big D10s as well. All right, 2021 Fiat 500e. I believe this is only the second time we're seeing this one. This one is 49 of 50. The first version that was released of this one, kind of in turquoise metallic kind of color. It was a massive peg warmer. Probably one of the biggest Oop, this one just doesn't want to come out of there. Probably one of the biggest peg warmers we've seen in a while. Hopefully this one isn't as much of a peg warmer. Hopefully this one does a little bit better. I can tell you the red color definitely looks tremendously better. Utilizes the small 6 spokes with just a chrome ring on there. Prints on the front look pretty good. It says 500 on there. The details split between the lower headlight, upper headlight part. That's, you know, accurate to the 1-to-1 model. And then there is the deets in the back, says 500. Fiat on there, taillights and stuff. And of course that is the moving feature, which is the hatch. This one still has the same problem as the previous one where there's just 0 friction in there, so it just doesn't hold the hatch up. Does have an extra window piece in there so that the hatch has a window on it. So that is a pretty cool little addition to some details on there. And then of course your base deets, should you want the base deets. So throw those on there. Pretty average mix of colors thus far. So that is kind of the bland half of this mix. Let's move on to the better half of the mix. 2024 Mercedes-Benz G580 with EQ technology. This is the second time we're seeing this in moving parts. It did debut last year. This one is number 39 of 50. See it right there. We'll get this one cracked. This one is in a matte black, which looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Although, personally, in my opinion, I think that the gray that we got last year is definitely going to be one of the hardest colors to beat. The only problem with matte black is it's so ridiculous on the moving feature. I mean, you couldn't blend that door in if you tried. I mean, that door just pops out just tremendously. Uses the big D10s in kind of a black chrome kind of finish. Prints on the front look very, very good. Headlights look good. Grille looks good. Very crisp. Nice prints on there. Details on the back. Does have the taillights printed up. Says G580. Little Mercedes logo there on the not spare tire cover. It's actually where the charging cables and stuff are stored on the real one. And then, of course, it just has opening doors. So I'm trying to move this up and get the other door to cooperate a little bit. It takes a couple of hands to do this sometimes, or you can just take a screwdriver and put it in the one side to get it open. Be very gentle with it. Push it to the other side. Get the other side open. There we go. So this uses a very, very stiff hinge in there, which is really nice. So it keeps the doors from coming open, and it keeps them from coming closed as well. Details on the interior, it's pretty average. At least there's kind of a steering wheel there, but it's relatively average. A little bit of detail on the inside of the door panels, so it's kind of difficult to see that. But I do like the fact that they have the window enclosed on this one, just like the real G-Wagon. So not skimping on that. And then there is your base deets right there. Nothing particularly fancy, but it is in matte black, which is always nice. All right, keeping on with our theme of SUVs, we will move to our first brand spanking new casting for this mix. Brand new for 2025, the 2024 Lexus GX. This is the Lexus version of essentially the new Land Cruiser. The 26 of 50 is the number on this one. Has opening doors, comes in a very, very nice desert tan kind of color. Really, really happy that Matchbox is doing more Lexus. At first, I thought this was going to be the Toyota Land Cruiser version, but they decided to do the Lexus version, which I think is much, much better in my opinion. Definitely more Matchbox fitting, I do believe. So there is our GX. This looks extremely nice from the side. Of course, that ridiculous front end in there. The prints look great, though. They look really, really, really good, really crisp. Lexus logo is very, very, very nice. A little bit of print down the side as well. It does have over fenders printed up. The door handles are printed up. And we do get full prints on the back. So this guy gets the full tampo treatment. Of course, it has the GX logo on the back there on the deck lid. And of course, the Lexus nameplate on there. Utilizes the small 6-spoke utility, which I think is the absolute perfect wheel for this. Super boxy, super beefy. Looks very, very good. Has opening doors, as we saw. Uses some pretty average details on in there for the inside of the door panels. But again, there is the details in there, so that's always nice. It's always nice to see that. The interior is always lacklusting. So I'm not really sure why they don't put any effort into details on the interior, but they don't. But there you go. There is the base deets for this one. 1537 is your man number for this brand spanking new one. This one does not look to be four-wheel drive, which is very, very interesting. unless they run it differently for the Lexus. But we'll put that one up there. So that one is very, very nice. You see that one is sized very well too. It's very comparable to the G-Wagon, which I think is very, very important. All right, next one up in the mix for our brand spanking new castings. Again, 2025. The 2023 Ford Maverick. This one does have 2 moving features, as you can see on the box. 13 of 50 is the number. I feel like they just want you to like kind of decipher those. I don't know why they're so like super light print. You think they just get a little bit darker print on those. This one I think was originally potentially going to be in Mix 1. Maybe it didn't make Mix 1. A lot of people showed pictures that it was going to be in Mix 1, but it's here in Mix 2. There is the side profile. It uses that nice 6-spoke wheel. I think that works pretty good for this particular model. Full prints on the front look very, very good. It's quite a contrast for Matchbox versus Hot Wheels, because Hot Wheels did like this crazy race version of the Maverick truck. And then here we go with Matchbox just making regular. That Maverick is actually embossed there in the back, so that will always be there no matter what. The details in the bumper is crazy. Man, a detail in where the tow hitch would go and the plate print on the right side, or where the plate would be. That's quite a bit of print, or that's quite a bit of detail for a bumper that's really not necessary. While we're back there, of course, it does have an opening tailgate, so tailgate opens up. The entire bed is metal, which is nice. There is a interior brake color in there. And of course, there'd be a Ford symbol on that black backdrop on the real one. So throw the tailgate back up there. No harm, no foul. And then it does have an opening hood. There is no print underneath here for the little 4-banger that's down in there. But it's still pretty cool. It's still pretty cool. This one probably will never have print underneath it. It'll be a lot like the Ranger because it's got 2 moving features. That's kind of where all the money goes. But the casting looks pretty good with the side mirrors on the side. Details are pretty good. It's a pretty good casting, as a matter of fact. 1540 is the man number, and then there is the deets on the bottom. So, kind of interesting the way this is set up. I think this thing is either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive for the real one in real life. But very interesting. So, we'll put that guy right there. All right, last one up in the mix. Last brand new casting as well. 4 of 5. So excited about this one. 2023 Toyota Century. This might be, I'm going to tell you right now, before I even crack this open, I think this is going to be a candidate for Model of the Year for this year for sure. I am so excited about this casting. I've been so excited to get my hands on this casting. And I'm so happy that I was able to pull it right off of the pegs. Now, I can tell you right away from having this in hand, this is a very, very large Matchbox car. It is very, very big. If we just set it kind of in there real quick, I mean, it takes up, I know it's kind of off the screen, but it kind of takes up entire opening right there. It's a very, very large casting. This one has full prints on the front. The prints are ultra crisp, ultra high quality. Just almost flawless. It says Century on the plate details. Side mirrors on there look really, really good. Has prints on the side, silver print and stuff like that. There is your Toyota crown symbol right there on the C-pillar. Looks very, very, very good. Full prints from the back. The trunk prints are a little bit off from the model. That's just going to be the way it is. It's just way it's assembled, and as you can tell, the trunk is the opening feature. So we'll open the trunk. Now the trunk is not something we get all that often. As a matter of fact, we rarely get something like a trunk. As a matter of fact, I don't know if we've even gotten a trunk once. We've gotten some hatches and stuff, but there's a couple of cargo pieces in there. Hopefully this one doesn't have an interior variation because it'd be impossible. But I have seen a couple of these opened up. They do have the same cargo that this one does. But I mean, it looks so good with the trunk open. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. This one has a little bit of a scuff on the top here from that compostable interior piece thing that they use, but it's just so good. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Easily my favorite casting of the year so far, obviously. 1532 is the man number for this brand spanking new casting, which looks absolutely fantabulous. Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. So we're going to throw that up there. So there you go. That is mix number 2, Matchbox 2025 moving parts. Not a bad mix at all. First 4 cars are kind of but the rest of the mix is pretty good. 1 per in the whole mix. So it's if you buy a case, you're going to get 1 of each. That's usually the way to go. So starting off moving parts this year with some serious bangs. So drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about that. Specifically, the Century. So good. Level M Diecast. Peace.